Hey guys, how are you doing today? It's Red Orca, bringing you a Halo Wars video. This one was actually a custom on 14, and it was try-hard custom, so we picked our combos. And it is me, Nick MX66, and Penetrators, versus Avilo is Bad, Averes, and PenetratorzZ. They are running Anders double Arby, and we're running Anders Arby Brute, with me being Brute, Nick being Anders, Penetrators being Arbiter, Averes being Arbiter, PenetratorzZ being Arbiter, and Avilo is Bad being Anders. So, this game was actually recorded right before New Year's, so it's a little old, and I know I haven't been putting up videos lately. I had a bit of a 3-week lapse there, so I do apologize for that. Life got a little crazy, for one, and two, as I've said in other videos, just been playing other games. Like, there's so many good titles out on the One now. I've been playing PC games, playing League of Legends, but either way, I was kind of waiting for Halo Wars for the backwards compatibility update to get back into it. I think this is the least I've played since I quit last spring. But I was, basically holding out for the backwards compatibility, as I know a lot of other people are. Luckily for me, my 360 does still work, but it could work better. It takes a while to start up now, so I was really looking forward to it. I was looking forward to the people who were going to come back. On the bright side, they have not pulled Halo Wars down off of the list of backwards compatible games, but at the same time, it wasn't out in the last update from a couple weeks ago either. I am, of course, going to keep my eye on the next update, and the next one after that, I'll admit. But it seems to be an awful lot of arcade games and not a lot of anything else. It's a great idea, and I hope Microsoft isn't having too many problems with it, but I feel like maybe they are. So I would definitely hope they can do it soon, just because I know the next big Halo Wars thing won't be till December 30th. Yes, so a little over 10 months away, and we will have our sequel. I'm very excited. I would like to see the backwards compatibility before then, but if it doesn't happen, I guess it doesn't happen. But man, that would be so disappointing. But kind of wondering what's going to be broken about the new one when it comes out. I have no updates on it, and I've heard nothing. But I'm sure we'll all get some news soon since they haven't delayed it, so that's a good sign. Back to the game at hand. Me and Penetrators are both on offense. PenetratorzZ and Vilo's batter on offense. PenetratorzZ is stripping my base with grunts. I'm trying to avoid eating Ares' grunts. It's all good. But right now I'm going to go ahead and buy Citadel. My original plan was to stack, but against double Arbiter and with the Anders, they could just go and, if I want to try to get pads up at all, I need that Citadel base so that I can, move around where I'm buying them. So that's why I did that, is I'm very broke right now. I can't actually even afford to stack because I can't afford a Brute. But Penetrators is going to go back on defense and try to do something about all those hogs, see if he can catch them. PenetratorzZ is still building suicide grunts at this point. So he has quite a few of those. You'll notice that Nick is on offense as well, since we know where both of the Arbiters are. They're both accounted for. But he's basically chasing Vilo's hogs right now through the tunnel. Arbiters are still both accounted for. So he's going to bring his reinforcing hogs down to the other side and try to sandwich Yellow's hogs there down the alley. Although I think Yellow has all of his right there. As far as I know, I can't see his base, but looking at the amount of yellow color there. I'm walking down this way, one, to try to catch any reinforcing yellow hogs, two, because I'm not able to really do any base damage, and three, to scout, but I'm making sure to let Nick know that there's an Arbiter coming this way, and not trying to screw him over with that Arbiter down the alley trick. So, but it looks like he'll be okay. Yellow still does have some hogs in there, though, so that is a bit risky, but it's not good for Yellow either. And Black Arbiter, like I said, is coming that way. Purple is still on my base. Penetrator's still defending it. So I'm going to go back to Purple's base. Now, from the title, you could tell this is a 2v3. I'm not going to spoil it and say who goes out of the game. As you know, from another one, I was out for a while, but got back in one of my videos, and the other one, Quantum, was out of the game. So, I mean, definitely 2v3s are a fact of life in Halo Wars 3s, or 1v2s in 2s. What can I say? But just trying to stack up some units. Penetrator's trying to kill PenetratorzZ right there, since his Arbiter's almost dead. But he does let me know he's going to recall, so I'm going to try to kill this Arbiter. We'll try and fail to kill this Arbiter, not really doing a very good job of it. But that was the idea anyway. Come back, almost dead Arbiter, come back! But try to get my brutes closer to my chieftain at this point so he can't just pick them off and make me useless like I've been so far in this game. So trying to bring brutes out. Right now Avilo is back on offense, and Penetrators is back on offense as well, trying to catch that Arbiter. Now this time Ares is on offense, so the other Arbiter, and he has suicide guns for my base as well as a whole bunch of Banshees. So he's going units, which honestly one of the two Arbiters really does need to do in a 2 Arby team, just because if you have them both go all Arby. Against our combo, and I am actually able to get back in the game, then air is going to get out of control for them, so it makes sense. So since they're doing bad things to my base, we're going to do bad things to PenetratorzZ's base, hopefully. Might have to blow my temple soon trying to get pads up, and it's just not going to work. Penetrators does come back on offense. Pala has to blow his temple. Unfortunately, I think that purple Arbiter got away. So he still, the difference between a stripped brute, a stripped Arbiter is they can still click him into doing things like his Anders can. So he could still rage even if he can't really do anything else. If I didn't have the 2 brutes with me, I wouldn't be doing much either, but I'm definitely not able to afford much right now. And by much, I mean anything. So I'm probably going to have to blow my temple soon as well. So right now, it's kind of, like I said, it's kind of a 2v2. I mean, they have, purple has the Arbiter, I have 2 brutes, but neither one of us has an eco of any kind. Red has an eco, black has an eco, so they're good with that. And black has sent his Banshees back to defend. The purple Arbiter itself is coming to defend, because since he doesn't have the base upgraded, I'm going to try to main it down since there's no pads to strip. And they all come back and defend, so I'm going to lose my brutes here. Possibly could have moved on to black's base, but at the same time, with this kind of stuff, I couldn't really stay alive, so I'm just trying to do base damage. They're going to kill my chieftain. Nick is clicking me to try to get pads built at all. So there is that. And Ares is still on my base, maining it at this point because there's no reason why he shouldn't. Penetrator's base is looking pretty good. Okay, so that's a whole lot of Banshees. And now I kind of regret Nick clicking me because I feel like I might go out of this game. So there's no way for me to get the money back to my teammate. Both Arbiters are now on offense. Just gonna try to do some damage to him since he clearly got a heal. Penetrator's trying to defend me. Now they're going to his base. And of course, Ares is still dropping Banshees all over my base. Come on, Pad, you know you want to get up. Yes, it does. But he has vampires right now to deal with the Banshees. So vampires and hogs versus 2 arbiters, Banshees and hogs. So that's what's going on in the game right now. Kind of feeling kind of like dead weight at this point. I did do some stuff this game, but yeah, right now, kind of a liability. So both arbiters are on my base, and at this point, I'm expecting to go out of the game. Just because that's a lot of stuff. So Nick goes ahead and gets off a cryo on black, trapping a lot of Banshees, so there's that. So PenetratorzZ starts raging my base down at this point since the Banshees aren't going to do it. And my teammates are both trying to defend and stop them from doing this. at this point I don't have a unit, so I have the chopper. That's not true. If the base dies, I still have the chopper, but not enough money to rebuy it, and it will really put Nick behind if he clicks me again. So there's that. But Penetrators at this point has quite a few vampires. Ares just lost quite a few banshees to that cryo. So we're all talking right now. You can't hear it because I didn't have the setup to do live commentary, live commentating. I might try to do that for the next time I play, but this one wasn't, so you don't hear us. We're debating whether they should click me to rebuy it or whether Nick should just buy the base. And I'm of the opinion that Nick should just buy it and have a triple using this base in particular. So that's what's being discussed right now. So Penetrators does click me, but I kind of feel bad about that because, again, there's no way to get him that money back, and it's 9 resources short of a base. So having his vampires there, though, he is able to kill quite a few of those banshees, and I am now out of the game. So I think you already figured out a couple minutes ago who's out in the 2v3, but it's me. So I'm no longer in this game. So Penetrators and Nick are going to have to 2v3 PenetratorzZ, Ares, and Avilo is bad. So making the game somewhat interesting. Well, Halo Wars games are always interesting, but you know my point. So right now, Avilo's bad is on Penetrator's base. Has quite a few Gauss Hogs, although looking at his numbers, I think Nick has more at this point. And they're just coming over here and they're aiming main on the Arbiter's base. So, and then Avilo is trying to buy my old base. So, my team does not have a cryo right now since they already used it on the Banshees, so there's no stopping them with that. But they come back in, the vampires come in, grab the Banshees, Hogs come in, there's a D-bomb, which their team dropped actually. So right now it's not looking very happy for us, but if you'll notice, Nick is able to effectively move his Hogs and kill off a lot of yellows. They're really just trying to keep that base from going down. Right now, Avilo, instead of killing the Hogs, he's actually just aiming for the base, and his losing all his Hogs in the process. They really just want Penetrator's base to die. Penetrator's Arby, of course, still did live, so there's that. So that's the deadest dead base I've seen in a while, but everybody got to heal off of positioning it so the D-bomb doesn't stop that. Really close, though. They did almost get that base. That would have definitely ended the game right there. But as it is, Avilo isn't able to get that Expo. Nick's going to take my old Expo, and Penetrators and Nick are able to save that base. And Penetrators didn't lose his Arby. So while the Arby is not healthy and that Nick doesn't have another heal up right now, even though it's a 2v3, our team is in a really good spot considering considering they're down a person. So right now he's scouting. He's taking his vampires up. Then Avilo has this base. And there is PenetratorzZ's Arbiter. Nick has come up and is basically D-bomb pushing on PenetratorzZ's base. So he's trying to get up there before those two Arbiters could take too many of his Hogs out. And so he could sit in relative safety, especially since their Anders lost almost all of her Hogs in their last push. They're not going to be able to defend against him effectively once he's up in the D-bomb. Like you notice, the Arbiters definitely hurt some of those Hogs and picked him off. But Yellow doesn't have enough units to stop this. So, so far, we're going to be able to drop that base, and by I say we just because this is my team. I know I'm not in the game. You notice that Black has also switched to vampires just because he has to in response to how many vampires Penetrators had. Now they're fighting. As trying to stay in the D-bomb just to stay away from that Arbiter as best as possible. And Nick's going to exit this way through the Arbiter. He does lose quite a few hogs, which is to be considered considering there's 2 Arbiters and a bunch of hogs sitting up there, but he gets out with some. Purple doesn't have a base now at this point, and our Anders has more bases than their Anders, so far not a bad way to be. Penetrators has shielded though, just to stop them from doing that, what they did to him again, and seeing if they actually get the base this time. And he's going to come over here and try to kill this little bitty base right here, and looks like he's not going to get it though, so because they're defending it with Arbiter and with Hogs, so Penetrators doesn't kill it, but now they have to use their heal to save that base. Didn't really cost him too much. PenetratorzZ's Arbiter is right there and is almost dead. If that Arbiter dies, he won't be able to buy a new one, just because there's no way he has a temple back yet, even though I'm quite sure he does have a base again, which he does. So Nick's going to come around and try to kill it, basically. Because if they can take Pala out of the game... Okay, he takes his Arbiter out of the game, so now he can't rebuy it, he can't rage, so now there's only 1 raging Arbiter per team. So it's basically Hogs versus Arbiter versus Vampires at this point, since Pala didn't have any units and went all Arby, so he doesn't have anything, so if they can kill that base, he's out of the game. But I think Nick is not doing it at this point because it would just cost him too many units to do so. And Pala's kind of not really in this game at this point right now anyway. So now Nick is on 4 bases and Penetrators is on offense fighting Ares. Apologize for the out of game thing at the bottom. There's just no other way for me to watch this, of course, since I'm out of the game. But Penetrators did lose his Arbiter, so he's going to rebuy it. So they have 1 Arbiter right now, Black, who's currently, as you saw from a couple seconds ago, is getting a heal. So Nick is going to come around here and try to kill this base. No longer quite so small, but still very easily killable by this amount of Gauss, which Avilo is defending it, so... So Avilo also has this one. Nick is able to fend off his Hogs right there, and he's going to take that base out as well. Penetrator's Arby's back out. You notice Ares is in here defending, so Nick trying to kill that Arbiter just because, there we go. So right now, I think at this point Pala could have an Arbiter again. So at most they have 1 Arbiter. We have an Arbiter. There's all those Vampires. So he comes in and he's going to take out Ares' ability to just basically try to stop the temple, strip him. Trying to end the game at this point, but see if it's able to happen. So the team is able to kill the temple, which leads Ares to resign, which leads Avilo to resign, which leads PenetratorzZ to resign. So thank you for watching my video. I have a couple others I'll put up, and I hope you enjoyed it.